Hi, I'm Peter First for Camera House. I've just returned to Australia after completing a documentary retracing Marco Polo's journey from Venice through the Middle East and Western China all the way to Beijing. So you're ready to take your video journalism to the absolute top level, the point where you can start to get paid for what you're producing. Here are some things you need to keep in mind. As has come up several times in other videos, audio is crucial in any video production. It is essential at a professional level that you record each of the talents separately. Make sure you've got audio, as I do now, backed up with another microphone, backed up again on the camera. If the audio is bad, the video is useless. Always make sure your subjects are recorded individually and separately, and that you have redundancies in case something goes wrong with one of those recordings. Still with audio, don't forget to record the ambience. Every room we're in, like right now, you can hear the crickets and the cicadas a little sing, and you can hear the waves in the background. Take a moment to record a couple of minutes of that audio. Not only will it help when you're trying to recreate the scene and if you need to use it for Foley, you can also use it for capturing a noise print and using that to cancel out the noise in something like Adobe Audition. So moving along, nothing helps in the edit more than having a multi-camera shoot. It means that if I stumble over my words, we can just cut to this camera and back to that camera, and we can make it look like it's a seamless cut, even though I've just been mumbling and doing my ums and ahs in between. So having more than one camera on a shoot helps incredibly in the edit, and helps particularly if you've got talent that's not very good like me. Something that also really helps when you're doing the edit is to have extensive B-roll. Don't just film your interview and don't just do 2 shots of your interview with the 2 cameras. Think about B-roll. For example, if they're a footballer, get that nice shot of them doing up the laces on their boots. Have a shot of them holding the football. Have a shot of them kicking into a goal. This kind of B-roll really helps spice up the interview. I always like to go in thinking that I need a wide shot, a mid shot, a tight shot, a reverse shot, and then a focus shot. Something that might be just focusing on my hands as they're moving right now. Always be aware of the light in your situation. I'm up here now at Whale Beach where we've got really strong light outside on the beach. There's a lot of reflection going on and it can be easy for the subject to become dark. Always look at the light you have. Where possible, use the natural light because it's got a warmer color, and then supplement it with other light that brings out the subject. For example, now I've got 2 LED panels that are helping light me up as a subject, as well as a flecky screen that's reflecting the natural light back on me. There is nothing worse than being on a shoot and finding out that one of your SD cards doesn't work or is full. You don't know what to do. Could you delete the thing that's on there? Always carry spare SD cards. Always back up onto hard drives, and always have surplus redundant drives so you can make sure things are backed up twice. When I was shooting through South America, we had a drive corrupt and we hadn't backed it up twice. And me and my filmmaking mate Garnet walked around basically disconsolately in La Paz for 2 days because we thought we'd lost a whole week's vision. Fortunately, when we came back, someone was able to recover the data off the drive, but don't make our mistake. Back up your stuff, back it up in duplicate. On the last doco, we backed it up in triplicate. Same thing goes for batteries. Never be in a situation where you run out of battery. Don't assume that there'll be a PowerPoint where you can plug in. Always have spare batteries. When you're going into an interview, make sure you know your subject. Nothing is more distracting than trying to watch someone who's constantly doing this. It's distracting for the viewer, and even worse, it's distracting for the interviewee, and they will not give you their best answers if they're thinking about the fact that you're not listening. So make sure you know what you're talking about, and then confidently go in there and just chat to the person like you were chatting to them at dinner or at the pub, and you'll get the best answers off them. One of the mistakes we can make with our interviews is we know, okay, I need to talk to Sam Kerr about the upcoming Cup of Nations, and we go in and we focus to that, and then we ask that question and try and get that answer. We're not listening to what Sam might be saying in this example. You should always, we've got 2 ears, 1 mouth. You should be listening twice for every time you're talking. Let them speak. Let them say what they want to say, and you'll find that thing that matters. You don't know why it might be significant to her, to the interviewee. So if you ask questions and listen to their answers, and then go down the rabbit hole wherever it leads you, and you will find what is that thing of revelation, that thing of insight. In a similar vein, you've got to be open-minded when you're interviewing someone. We don't just want to interview people that think the same as us. If we did, we would just be writing monologues. Let the people speak, let them say what they want to say, and give them the benefit of the doubt. Let them explain and justify their positions, even if they're positions that you don't agree with. Just feel free to ask follow-up questions. Make sure you try and get out of them what their truth is, what their actual belief is, and try not to enforce your opinions on what they're trying to say. All journalism, including video journalism, should be well-rounded. It should express more than one point of view. Even if there's a certain message that we're trying to get across, always let the opposing view have a say. Otherwise, there's no real depth and no substance to what you're trying to say, and it doesn't actually stand up to any robust criticism. So last thing, don't doubt yourself. You belong there. Make sure that you have confidence in what you're trying to do and believe in your vision, and people will get involved and believe in it too. Don't wait until everything is right before you try and make your video. Just get out there and do it now. People think, oh, I will get into like video journalism when I have this opportunity, or when I can get a better camera, or when I've got this full setup so I can produce all this. You can start with a lot less and actually be doing great journalism. Some of the best war journalism you see is like one war correspondent with a crappy old camera. Good mic though. I'm Peter First for Camera House. I hope you've enjoyed my video journalism tips.